What is Bean Simulator? As many of you don't know, Bean Simulator, or the hit game Bean Simulator, is a game where you have to beat stuff up with beans. Who would have thought? Unsurprisingly to most, this game is quite strange, but depending on other games you play, you might actually like this game. Even if it's not like any of the other games that I've played, I would still consider this one of my most favorited games. But what most of you are probably here for is what the actual game is about. Obviously I should mention this video is going to contain spoilers, so I'd recommend playing the game before watching this video. But if you can't play the game or you're being forced to watch this video, you don't really have a choice, so just watch the video anyway. But let's continue with the video. I already explained what this game is about, however there's more to this game than just beating stuff up with beans. As you can see in the footage I'm showing you, you can actually buy stuff from shops which can help you kill enemies way faster. There is also an array of enemies which you can unlock that gives you more money. You also may be noticing that this game is actually pretty similar to Clicker Heroes. I used to play Clicker Heroes and it was a fun game, however it was getting kind of boring. After many hours of playing, the game was becoming quite repetitive, so I decided to start playing Bean Simulator. The game was quite similar to Clicker Heroes, however it introduced the third dimension. Not many people know what the third dimension is, so many people just ignore it while making games. For a game like Terraria, the creators of the game actually forgot about the third dimension, which is why the game is actually 2D. However, the creator of Bean Simulator actually realized that the third dimension would be really useful in creating games, so they invented the third dimension. Having a third dimension would require the player to use the mouse and keyboards to move around the world. This feature made the game less repetitive because now there were secrets and 3D visuals. Even though this game seems pretty basic at first, there is actually some lore to this game. I'm going to try my best not to spoil it, however, I'm going to spoil it. So basically, you no-clip into this realm like you no-clip into the back rooms. And every time someone no-clips into it, a bunch of items come with it, which is why all the items in the game exist in the real world. So let's move on to the pros and cons of this game. Even though it's my favorite game, there's still some setbacks. One of the benefits to this game is that it is free. The average playtime for this game is about 15 to 30 minutes. And the game contains some really good sound effects. Also, since it's such a basic game, it's pretty easy to learn. However, let's move on to some cons, or stuff that would give this game a bad reputation. Obviously, since I said it's quite repetitive, the game could actually be quite boring. And even though the sound effects are good, the sound could be quite loud. However, there is a volume slider, so you can just use that. Probably one of the biggest problems with this game is that it is not finished. So far, we know that version 1.3 might come out. Comments on the download page suggest that balls are going to be added in version 1.3. And that's pretty much it. There are a whole bunch of more cons, however, I don't want to list them all. But let's move on to aesthetics. As you can see, the game contains a wide range of textures. There are actually a total of, well, I don't know how many items are in the game, I don't really care to count. However, there are a couple items in the game. The items range anywhere from being a wooden pole, to rotating cheese, to a nuclear bomb. Many items have unique sounds and animations whenever you hit something with them. And also Mr. Bean. So let's move on to rating. As you can see on the screen right here, the game has pretty good ratings. The average rating has about 5 out of 10 on itch.io. However, if you move the 1 up to the top, it's 15 over 0. However, you can't have 0 at the bottom of a fraction, so we just have to set that to x. But usually you do ratings out of 10, so we have to set x to 10, which means really it's 15 out of 10, meaning this game actually has the best rating out of all of the games in the world. So I'm basically done explaining what the game is actually about and how good it actually is. So now I'm going to go over some other features which probably are not known by the general public. As cited on the download page, there is actually a wiki to this game. Furthermore, there's a Discord server which anyone can join. There was also a teaser of a mobile port which might be coming out. I was actually lucky enough to get my hands on the only copy of it. Here is some footage of me playing it. There was also speculation that this game was made for a school project, but it didn't meet the required criteria, which is why the Bean Simulator demo was created. The demo contains stuff that wasn't really related to the actual game. However, since it is called the demo and on the wiki it is said to be the demo, it must be the demo. But what about the future of the game? As I already mentioned, version 1.3 might come out eventually, most likely, hopefully. And the lore that I previously mentioned is not actually in the released versions yet. Currently, the most up-to-date version that is downloadable is version 1.2.2, which is not stable and labeled as an update teaser. So that's pretty much it for this video. Whenever you get time to play it, you are required to. I don't make the rules, I just follow them.